Hello and welcome to Your Local Note. This is RJ. Mike, of course, behind the scenes, making us look and sound good. Just want to let you know that we've got Matt DiMarino in tonight, and we've got a special treat. Matt's going to be playing all of his songs live, which is going to be very cool. So what we're going to do now, Matt DiMarino, he's going to play his first song of the evening, and then we're going to come back and talk to him about it. The song is called 4 Star Prison. This is Matt DiMarino on yourlocalnote.com.
Stuck in a 4-star prison. I can't break out of this luxury living, 'cause I'm too spoiled to leave a well-oiled machine. Nobody cares about the axe I'm swinging. Nobody cares about the song I'm singing, 'cause they're singing their own, they're doing their own thing. Somebody's gotta be the martyr, take the devil's daughter. But how long do you say you're planning your escape? And you gotta take some time, sipping company wine, all the while you're smiling. You think you're free when you're gone. Find out what you need to do. Find out who you need to be. Find out what you need to do. Find out what you need to do. Find out who you need to see. Find out where you need to go. 103-degree heat beating down on me, soaking wet, bead of sweat, keep threatening my pen, my voice, my head, my choices. Somebody's gotta be the martyr and take the devil's barter. But how long do you say you're planning your escape? And you gotta take some time, sipping company wine, all the while you're smiling. You think you're free when you're gone. Fine, 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 man, the shore is a hell of a grind, digging ditches that you can't leave behind, 'cause they're too deep to see where the dirt meets the street. Somebody's gotta be the martyr, take the devil's barter. But how long do you say you're planning your escape? And you gotta take some time, sipping company wine, all the while you're smiling. You think you're free when you're gone. Fine, fine, fine,
All right, so Matt DiMarino, and the song is called 4 Star Prison. Matt, welcome to yourlocalnote.com.
Thank you very much.
Take a sip of water. You deserved it. You worked a little hard there for a couple minutes. So we really appreciate you coming down to the studio and playing for us. You're going to be playing all your songs live. And let's get to the first song. It's called 4 Star Prison. What is that song about?
I was living in, I guess there's a backstory to it. I was living in LA for a good 10, 11 years. Mm-hmm. I had just moved back not too long ago. And I started to realize that that there was a concept there that like you sort of build your own mental prison, and you're in a place where it seems like there's everything can happen, and it sort of allures you,
right?
And you want to be there. You have to be in that sort of place. But it's sort of like a self-imposed confinement. And so you can leave at any time. It's not Hotel California.
Yes, you can check out, but you can't leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was sort of the idea of it. It's just a self-imposed type of thing, and knowing you can leave at any time, but you don't.
Yeah, now, you're originally from this area.
Yes.
But you spent a number of years out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And the sun started to fry my brain, so I had to get out.
You miss winter, huh?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah.
I miss the autumn's my favorite season, so I'm glad to be back now.
No, that's cool. How many years were you in Los Angeles then?
It was coming up on 11.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's and you were making your way through the music industry out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had done a number of things. I was pleased, and I was grateful for all the opportunities that came about.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's just time for a change.
Right. And so you've come back home.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're starting over?
That's a good question. In a way, yes, because obviously, all the big three, if it's not L.A., New York, Nashville, those are very bustling places.
Right. Right.
You just walk down the street, you bump into somebody who's in the industry.
Right.
Philadelphia, not exactly so. You have to go out and you have to get out there.
But Philadelphia has a rich music history.
That's right.
And it's
stylistics and the Delphonics.
Yeah, you got that,
yeah.
But you can even talk about the Philadelphia Orchestra is well known. You had some really good rock bands here. So I mean, it is it's not like New York or L.A., but it's got a really rich musical history, and there's a ton of talent here. Yeah. So now you make your way back. 11 years, that's a long time to be away from, home.
Sure.
Now you're coming back. Do you find that you're like have to make new connections and things like that in the music industry here?
There's always, people that you can be out there meeting with and what's the fraternizing with? Is that the right term?
Fraternizing, yes, yes.
Yeah, to pull out an old college term. But,
yes.
It's just never standing still, and you got to, and just keep going forward. I mean, that's the main thing.
Now, have you always been a solo artist, singer-songwriter?
No, and in fact, I started out not even being a. I was in bands. I was a guitar player. And in LA, I was a side man for a few people. And do they even use the term side man?
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm really a 70-year-old man in a 30-year-old body. Yes, I did. I mean, I've been in like so many different in so many different venues of playing.
Right.
And I've done studio work. I've done that whole thing. So then, slowly but surely, I did have a. I was in a duo for a while. That's how I moved out to California. Moved out with somebody, and we had something going for a little while. And he sort of veered off and wanted to do his own thing. And then I was sort of like, okay, where does that leave me?
Wow.
So I had to develop my own voice. I had to, as that song previously that I just played, I think it says somewhere in there, keep threatening my head, my voice, So I had to go through all these. I had to work up like a style and find out where I was coming from.
Okay.
So I think it's still a work in progress.
Right.
But, I think I've come a long way.
So are you, are you mainly looking to stay as a solo artist, or would you entertain getting into a band again? Is it just all depends on how things work out?
If it's the right situation, definitely I would be interested in getting together with playing with anybody really. I mean, I have to be. We have to gel. We have to be on the same page.
Right.
All that
sure.
sort of
Chemistry's huge.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just these days I kind of just I leave it up to the stars and wherever the wind's gonna blow me. Really,
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And how long have you been back now? About a year or a little less than a year?
Not even.
Really?
Since June, so about 3 months or so.
Wow.
I'm still fresh on the East Coast.
Still adjusting to the time change.
Yeah, definitely. I've been walking like a zombie around here. So if you see me out there,
someone wandering around, no, it's not an extra for a zombie movie here, and it's just Matt.
That Walking Dead, that's about me.
Very nice. All right. So when you're writing your music, so I guess then let's take a step back. When you were a duo out in California, did you write together, or were you just the side person on that project?
That's a good question. I would phrase it more like I've always been like the main writer, and really, I guess in most of the situations that I've been in. But the guy that I was working with, and he was the singer. He has great like producing abilities, and he's phenomenal. His instincts are great, and he could shape what I was trying to get across. And so he sort of like was the guy who molded the clay into something.
Okay.
So yeah.
So now you're doing it yourself.
Exactly.
Do you find that difficult, or you're looking at it as a brand new challenge?
Well, I actually use the same guy. He's one of my best friends, and so I run everything by him still to this day, and because I just trust his opinion.
Okay.
And so I'll have a demo. I'll send it to him, and he'll say, no, that's working, or, or whatever.
And you trust what he says?
Oh, totally.
Is he still out in California?
He is, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, you got to email him now, so you don't have to worry about mailing it and waiting a couple days. So that's good. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the second song, which is Sailor's Tale. We'll have you play it, and we'll come back and we'll talk about that and more, okay?
Great.
All right, we're hanging with Matt DiMarino, and this is yourlocalnote.com. Got a treat here. He's playing all his songs live. The song is called Sailor's Tale on yourlocalnote.com.
Sister Mary, can't you see the devil hiding inside me? Withered up my giving tree, could plant a new one, but he kept the seeds. Disguised himself cleverly as a man who no longer believes. Say it's you, the old you, putting our faith into. You've been lost, you'll be found, standing on the ledge when you turn around. Father Murphy, can you tell? Things aren't going so well. I'm ringing on your mission bell. Now get me out of this living hell. I saw an angel, but angel fell. But on such things I cannot dwell. You say it's you, the old you, I'm putting my faith into. You've been lost, you'll be found, standing on the ledge when you turn around. And it's true, the one we all knew would never let it get the best of him. I say, what about me? Yeah, me, just for once I wanna be seen. first confession since God knows when. If you help me now, I'll never ask again. Today's the day when I begin to put myself back together again. Said it's you, the old you, we're putting our faith into. You've been lost, now you're found, standing on the ledge when you turn around. And it's true, the one we all knew, never let it get the best of him. I say, what about me? Yeah, me, just for once I wanna be seen. I wanna be seen. I wanna be seen. I'm waving to you, and I wanna be.
That's Matt DiMarino. Nice job, Matt. And the song is called Sailor's Tale on yourlocalnote.com. Take a sip of water. You deserve after working hard for us. Yes, I know. It's a little warm in the studio. Let's talk about Sailor's Tale. You wrote that, obviously. What is this song about?
This song is about it's about a guy who loses faith. It's a classic theme. I think there's so many. There's tons of films about it. I'm sure songs about it too. I had to really I delve into this one, and I have to say that it did help that there was a deadline attached to this, because this was actually written for a contest for a movie. This was there was a MySpace contest. This was back before the new MySpace. Okay. And so I had written it for this contest. The winner got into this movie. And long story short, I'm not going to name proper nouns or anything like that. But so having that deadline, I wrote 2 songs for it. Of course, I only submitted 1, but the 2 songs that I wrote, I just came really, really quickly, and to this day, people tell me that it's their favorite song.
Oh, good. So, that's good. So. All right. Now, are you more of a storyteller, or do you have to live? Did you have? Were you going through a tough time when you wrote that song? Do you use life experiences to write a song, or is it a combination of both?
I don't consider myself a storyteller at all. It's rare that I do come out with like a song that's a full story in the classic sense. Most of the songs that I write are just it's just they're raw emotions that either I'm going through or just things that I can see in other people that I know are universal. Okay. And, so this one happened to be both. It was sort of. It's not autobiographical by any stretch of the word.
But part observational.
Yeah, exactly. I think part of being a writer is you have to step away from yourself, and essentially you're observing yourself, and that goes back to the whole out-of-body experience that people sometimes relate with writing and pulling something out of the air and not remembering how you wrote it or when you wrote it. Right. And that was one of those songs. I mean, like I would say, like 10, 15 minutes, it was done, and not like it's this grand Good Vibrations opus or anything like that. But those are the songs you really pray for. Is just the ones that come quickly, and it's like, well, and you have time for before lunch, you have this song done. You're like, well, that was a good day. Yeah. So does that happen often to you, or do you find yourself working on something, putting it down, coming back, or is it? Oh, geez. I wish it happened. I wish I could pin down how it happened, but usually songs are either like, you either have to, for me, you have to go after it and chase it down, or you sort of just let them come. And most of the time for me, it's just picking up the guitar or sitting down at the piano every day and just same 4 chords over and over and over again, kind of like, poking it with a stick, and then eventually it growls back at you, and you have something. yeah.
Okay. Do you does music come first and then the lyrics, or do you sometimes just will be writing words down, just sitting down doing that and not doing music?
Most of the time, music. Yeah. I used to write poetry a long time ago, and I don't really equate poetry with unless you're like like Leonard Cohen or somebody like that, who I think writes the whole lyric first, and then they put music to it. But if I come up with like a few phrases that are like I think are really good, I mean I might not even put music to it. I mean sometimes it just stands alone by itself. But yeah, that's kind of rare for me.
Okay, so normally music, and then you put the words to the music.
Yeah.
Okay, now when you have a lot of just riffs and songs all over the place, and then sometimes you'll be playing something like, oh, okay, I got these words for this. This is going to fit perfectly. Is that how that comes together, or do you have to sit down when you have the song there and start figuring out what words you're going to put to the song?
Yeah, I would 99 times out of 100, it's I have to have, if I get a musical idea, there will be something that I have to put down in terms of words, whether or not they're going to be the final words. But I'm just sort of most of the time spitballing, and usually they're just crap. They're just not really good. And so then I have to go back and figure out what was I thinking during that time to now mad lib these lyrics out.
Okay. So is it safe to say that writing the lyrics is a tougher process for you than the music? Yeah. Music comes much easier? Yeah,
because I think for some reason the music comes easy to me, and I want to make sure that that I have usually two contrasting sections first, and then the lyric. I'm like, well, that's gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to, have a set a warm bath, and I'm gonna have to have candles, and you have to sort of romanticize it into like being into what you want. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's like surface level stuff, and you really want, because to write lyrics, to connect with people, and since there's been so many things written already, and to come up with something that's new and fresh, you gotta keep digging, Yeah.
So when do you? So that's where your friend comes in to help you out, because you must. There's got to be times when you're putting a song together, and it's just not gelling the way you want it to.
Yeah.
You need fresh pair of ears. So is that when you contact him and say, okay, this is what I'm working on? It's almost like a writer's block in a way.
Yeah. I mean, and also like a fact checker, because and which would greatly serve me, because I there was a defining moment. That I remember. I was in college, and I was I had wandered into the music school, and I was just I think I was playing him, the friend that we're talking about, playing him a song, and my girlfriend at the time, she comes in the room, and so I played it for her too, and she saw the lyrics that I was writing down, and at one point she says, this doesn't make any sense, and this sounds funny, but I never thought about like going line by line and making sure it made sense. So it was just sort of like I considered it like an organic thing, whereas like line by line I would just let it come out, and I'd take a step back and be like, yeah, that's really good, and then someone else reads it and goes, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, but there are a whole bunch of songs out there that if you really just look at the lyrics, it doesn't make sense, but it just flows and it sounds good. Yeah. I mean sometimes, and I don't mean to trivialize this, but the hook is what people remember, and if you've got a good hook, the other part doesn't have to be as strong.
Yep.
So it may not have to make sense if you've got a real good hook to it. I mean, that's the way I was taught as a radio person, and as a program director. The first thing you listen to was the hook, because we wanted to play songs that would get stuck in people's heads.
Sure.
So there's sort of there is a formula to that, and there are a whole bunch of bands. I was watching. What's his name? Dan Rather on Access. He was interviewing Lindsey Buckingham.
He's one of my favorites.
And he's a really unique guy, and Fleetwood Mac is just a fascinating story. And he's done a lot of stuff on his own, and he's a very talented guy. But he talked about, after Rumors, the struggle they had, because the record company was telling them this was, like, at the time, the biggest selling record ever. And they were like, well, you got to do the same thing. And they didn't want to do that.
Right.
And that became a major struggle for them, and that led to lots of problems with the band. But I guess my point is that you've got you've got to struggle through all this, but it doesn't have to always make sense totally if you've got certain parts of the song that really, really are strong. Does that make sense? Is that something that is cynical by our ex-radio programmer?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, like you said, there's so many. Well, not cynical by any chance, because there are definitely songs out there, and a lot today where the hook a hook could be just oohs and ohs and ahs and things like that. Whereas if it gets stuck in your head, you're gonna be and you're gonna be singing it,
right?
And also, how many times do we have something stuck in our head, but we're singing the wrong lyric, or or you think it's one thing,
Yes.
So it's definitely it's interesting to see to study the psychology there. But yeah.
Did you go to school for music?
No, I did not. I just I took lessons when I was younger. Younger meaning when I was about 12, 13. And then I just sort of started just, writing songs at that time, and it's just really been like a gradual building on process and learning by doing type of thing.
So you basically have taught yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, there's been a lot. There's probably been more than 10,000 hours studied all of the greats. But you did it on your own? Exactly, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a sickness because I'm sure filmmakers do this when they're watching a film or something like that, and they're just analyzing how they would maybe interpret it and do it. And I sort of fall into that trap too, or it's just you sort of have to put on your objective ears for a second.
Who were some of the people that you've studied in the past?
My main influence, I would say, is Billy Joel. Okay. And recently, you mentioned Lindsey Buckingham. He's definitely up there in the top 5. Cat Stevens, Yusuf, I think is by now. Yeah. There's so many, but
So you would hear some songs and you'd be like, okay, let me investigate and let me research more on this guy or whoever, and just listen to their music constantly, read up on them, combination of both. Yeah, it would. I mean, I can just remember there was times when I was my early teens and throughout high school where I would just it'd be like a Friday or Saturday night, I'd be just outside just I hear stories, I don't know for sure, but back in I guess the 50s, 60s, 70s, playing music, playing records was an event. You'd have people over and do that. Sure. This was sort of my own thing. Music is such a personal thing to me, where I needed to be alone, and I needed to just, and that was really my incubatory process. Hey, good word. We like that. Yeah, yes, that is a first. Yeah, so that was when I first started to learn how to. I mean, like I said, Billy Joel. I just from the first record all the way through to whatever he's done most recent. I just over and over again. That's the best school that you could go to for doing that stuff. Very cool. All right, let's go to song number 3. If you need to take a sip of water, so you're ready to go. The song is called "The Latecomer." We're hanging out with Matt DiMarino. This is yourlocalnote.com. He's playing all the songs live, so we got a treat tonight. So here he is again, "The Latecomer" from Matt DiMarino on yourlocalnote.com. You'll have to excuse my tuning, sorry. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Drank too much last night on a weekday evening binge, and I can't stand upright like a door hanging off the hinge. The blow hit me so hard, I stumbled back to youth. I saw nothing but stars, too late to light the truth. And I know work is gonna be hell again
but I don't care. I'll just pass it all away again. I'll pass it all away again. If I'm the latecomer to the party, don't get started without me. If I'm the latecomer, see my sorry face show up at your door. She's the one that I've been waiting for, the one I can't have anymore. I'm the latecomer to the party. It's some funny feeling when you're beaten to the punch, and I'm left here reeling, 'cause I never even had a hunch. And I worry I let the best thing I've ever seen get away from me. Did I pass it all away again? Pass it all away again. If I'm the latecomer to the party, don't get started without me. If I'm the latecomer, see my sorry face shown up at your door. She's the one that I was waiting for, the one I can't have anymore. I'm the latecomer to the party. I let the best thing I've ever seen get away from me. Did I pass it all away again? Pass it all away again. I'm the latecomer to the party. Now don't get started without me. I'm the latecomer. See my sorry face showing up at your door. You're the one that I was waiting for, the one I can't have anymore. I'm the latecomer to the party.
All right, very good. That is the Latecomer, Matt DiMarino, on yourlocalnote.com. Latecomer, what is this about, Matt?
This is about, it's just about, being late to the party. It's sort of what do you call it? An allegory? No, it's a metaphor. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
It's about not having your eyes completely wide open to a situation until after it's already past you, and
okay.
So you're just sort of like you showed up a little late, quote unquote, and there's trash on the ground, there's streamers, there's remnants of a great shindig
that you missed out on. Okay, all right, very good. Now you're playing all the songs live tonight. Are you in the process of recording these songs?
Yes. If only just in my own studio. Okay. In some way, shape, or form.
You have a home studio that you work with. Okay, that's something you're doing. Right now. Eventually, you're looking to go to other studios and things like that?
Yes.
Okay, but how are you working on an EP? Are these songs part of an EP? Are they part of an album?
I've been working on an EP for about 10 years now. Yeah, I'm just a bit of a perfectionist, I haven't exactly always had the resources available to me, but so that's sort of, when you take matters into your own hands and you have to just get good at everything nowadays, especially the DIY and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Still work in progress, but getting better every day. But I would love to just be able to just worry about the music and have someone else behind behind the glass doing that.
Okay, but as of now, as you said, it's do it yourself, and sometimes that's good. But sometimes, like you said, sometimes it's not, and because it distracts you from what you really want to do.
Sure.
Also, so you're not really sure when you're going to have something out, like an EP or an album or anything like that.
Yeah, I wish I could say that I did. I have some random stuff that's up on the internets, as it were, and so my website, which I've just officially. I haven't scratch that. I haven't officially launched it, but if you would like to go to mattdimarino.com, there's a track. It's a cover song. It's a Carly Simon cover, and it's up there.
Okay.
So there's that, and also on SoundCloud too. There's a few other. What I'm trying to say is I'm making you work for it. You have to just hunt and peck, and you'll find.
Okay. Well, you'll keep us up to date on what's going on, so we can tell people when everything falls together for you.
Exactly.
All right. One thing I really want to talk about, and that's your grandfather, who, and I got to disclose, lives about 3-4 houses down from me, and he is your biggest fan. And he told me about you when you were still living in Los Angeles.
Oh, right.
And he was always, always raving about you, and he's a really good guy. He's, when you say old school, that's him, and he's the type of old school that if there's anything going on, you want him right there. I mean, he's just really that type of guy. Good guy.
Definitely. Great guy to have in my corner, and I don't know if he's open to managing me per se, but I got to talk to him about that.
Now, be careful what you wish for, because the man is always on the go.
Yeah.
Always moving.
Right.
Even though he's retired, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He'll have to drag me by the hand, and you'll see me just wait up.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of talking with him. He's built his own business. He's sold his own business. He's a great guy. I really enjoy talking with him, and it's good to have in your corner. Just want to give a shout out to Rusty. Good guy.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's see. Let's talk about your last song, "Killing Time." What is this song about?
Let me think for a second. I think it's. I had noticed, without getting too long-winded, it's really in the title, and the lyrics are. You'll see. It's just. It's killing time. I had noticed that there was some moments where I would take to the the 7 deadly sins. Sloth, I think, is the one where you're lazy.
Yep.
Not that I was necessarily lazy, but just moments where you
weren't using your time efficiently.
Exactly, and I'm the type of person where I'm not going to do something if I'm not feeling it at the time, because there's sort of no point to it. Like, you're doing it, but you're really not doing it.
Yeah, I get like that. If I don't like it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Or I just procrastinate more than I should, and it becomes just a major problem. I totally understand
but
that.
We don't have time for that. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna relate very much to Killing Time.
I can relate, though. Yeah, definitely.
I take it then you've got a lot of songs that you have written all over the place, and you just have not had a chance to put them together.
You're very intuitive. Yeah, you're very spot on. I have. Stacks and stacks of tapes, really, is what. I'm not saying they're all, worthy of pressing the red record button, but eventually I'll.
You'll get to them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, very good. Do you find yourself you go back and then you play with it even more? You try to continually to fine tune.
That's the fun part, is because now I have a different perspective on some of them. Sometimes I can pick up right where I left off, and other times I'm just like I have no idea. And
right.
Now you sort of just start doing something else with it.
Very cool. All right. Matt, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
And again, good luck, and keep us up to date on what you're doing with your songs.
Will
okay?
Do. Yeah.
And when you finally do get it together, we'll bring you back, and you don't have to play live. We'll just play the recorded version.
Oh, that would be so great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wrapping things up here with Killing Time, Matt DiMarino on yourlocalnote.com.
blistering sun came and burned all us beach bums, and all our fun was done. We had blood on our hands from killing time, blood on our hands, and it's getting old, older than I am. You know, I didn't know where all the time would go while we were playing in the snow with blood on our hands from killing time, blood on our hands, and it's getting old, older than I am. And I didn't know it would all go by so fast, and I didn't know it would all turn out just like that. If I had the chance, I would make all the clocks turn back and just get on with it, go along with it, go along with it. Now with every line I cross, the more and more I'm taught, I just don't wanna be caught with blood on my hands from killing time, blood on my hands, and it's getting old, older than I am. And I didn't know it would all go by so fast, and I didn't know it would all turn bad. If I had the chance, I would make all the clocks turn back and just get on with it, go along with it, go along with it. Now everyone is gray, 'cause all the colors fade, and time washed away all the blood on our hands from killing time, blood on our hands, and it's getting old, older than I am. Blood on our hands from killing time, blood on our hands, and it's getting old, blood on our hands, blood on our